What's up, everybody? We are. I'm sorry.
What up?
Yeah, I should have just went. I should have just went.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the vlog.
What up?
What's up?
All
We're
right,
not
we're
used
just
to
gonna.
doing this.
Should we just let it rip from there?
Sure.
I don't care.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, this is the Power Five Sports Show. There are no rules.
It's true. It's literally ours. We can do whatever we want.
We can do what we want. We're back in here, fresh off a rivalry week. Coaching carousel went crazy. I mean, I don't even know where to start. So much happened. I don't know what's bigger. I mean, Ryan Silverfield straight to Arkansas just like that. Probably the biggest news of the weekend, I would think.
Probably, I think it's up there. Eric Morris, Oklahoma State, Silverfield. Who else got hired? Pat Fitzgerald out of retirement.
Yeah. The JMU guy, UCLA.
Chesney. Did they make it official?
Kenny Chesney.
Kenny Chesney. Shout out.
No, but all seriousness, rivalry day was awesome, or rivalry week, I guess. But I think Sunday was probably even awesomer, just to see how everything unfolded. What do y'all think?
I think I agree. It was fun. And it's still kind of unfolding.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It almost felt bad for like the teams that won rivalry week, because the teams that lost, like Mississippi State and Auburn, both were able to celebrate the next day. Like the only one that's still laying in it is Michigan. Everyone else already has bounced back.
Yeah.
You got a new coach, or your rival's coach left.
Yeah. My brother texted me like Sunday. It was probably like 1 p.m. or something. He was like, they didn't give us any time to like grieve the Iron Bowl or anything. I was like, I prefer that.
Yes,
honestly.
100%.
It's so much better.
I just knew we were going into the weekend. I was like, all right, we're going to lose by one score with a chance to win, and then we're going to make the worst hire possible on Sunday, and it's just going to complete the weekend of just one of the worst weekends of my life. But then, luckily, Arkansas did that, stepped in, took the bullet, hired Silverfield, and now, thank gosh, we didn't have to.
That's top of the list for the worst hire so far, right?
That would have been the worst hire to me.
Yeah. It's like picking up the scraps for them, honestly. It's like they had to go in a direction. They couldn't be sitting there.
Yeah.
Like Penn State. And I feel bad for Penn State fans. They don't even have a rival or rivalry week. I guess they have rivals of some kind, but they didn't even get the chance to win their rivalry game and then not have a coach. They just got nothing. I don't know. I don't even know if they won.
They did. I think they played Rutgers and beat them by like 2.
Well,
Ooh.
Rutgers, birthplace of college football.
well, that's terrible.
It really is.
It's a terrible weekend.
I really do think they got stuck holding the bag, and they probably regret firing James Franklin pretty heavily right now.
Probably.
I mean, who is even left to get?
I told Cole on the way over here, I think that Penn State still thinks they have a chance at DeBoer after the SEC championship game.
This makes no sense.
I just don't see it.
It would be insane.
It would have made more sense if they lost to Auburn, and I could see him jumping ship, but Alabama's not getting rid of him. Like,
No.
they're not doing that. If he left voluntarily, that's the only way I could see it happening.
Yeah. He just won a regular season champ.
Mm-hmm.
The only way I can see it is if Penn State comes to him with like a offer of like $30 million in NIL every year that he can basically handpick his own team, and something that maybe Alabama couldn't afford to do.
I just don't even know if the offer's worth it though there. Like they had like their perfect fit. I feel like maybe he was a jerk behind the scenes, but at least outwardly, James Franklin was like, he was Penn State.
Yeah.
And they just dumped him, and then now nobody wants the job. Josh Heupel put him in a body bag saying like he wants pressure. Like he enjoys the pressure of a job. He wants expectations. So I just don't even know if like there's an offer big enough to take DeBoer away. I mean, maybe there is. I guess everybody has a number, but it just seems unlikely to me.
I heard earlier today that Heupel was actually still on their list. Like, they think that they could make a bid for him.
Yeah,
And I don't think that's a better move for Heupel either, though.
Yeah, I think he squished it today. From what I saw on, it was like On3 posted it, and it had the quote like, you know, I want the expectation or whatever. I want like the pressure to win, which is kind of cool. I thought it was a cool line.
Yeah.
If he stands by it.
Yeah, if he's being serious or if he's just saying what he thinks he's supposed to say.
Yeah. but getting, I mean, I guess technically blown out by Vandy at home, not a great look.
I mean, Steve will do it. Pavia, just rubbing your nose in it, telling you before the season we're going to run the state of Tennessee, and then doing it. He has severely grown on me this year.
Yeah, I hate to say it.
He's stood on business all year.
Yeah,
He said, I'm going to win the Heisman and we're going to win the championship. I mean, he's not going to do that, but he got very close to be somebody at Vandy.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I mean, there's still people lobbying for him to make the playoffs.
I mean, him and Clark Lee together have changed Vanderbilt. Like, now their basketball team's good. I don't know if that's related, but I mean, being a good football team can't hurt your basketball team. And then on top of that, like, they're predicted, there's a crystal ball out there for the top recruit.
Yeah, number one quarterback.
Curtis or whatever. Like, so that's
Dang.
massive. And that would be 2 number 1 quarterbacks, or top 5 quarterback in the class to flip from Georgia last minute, like I think in 3 years. So that's crazy, but it's pretty impressive, honestly. Like, just to stand on business and be that guy after saying like, I'm that guy, and then he obviously puts the work in to be the guy. I feel like it's pretty rare. I feel like a lot of people are all talk, no action.
Especially now when you got players getting paid and half of them don't even act like they care anymore.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You don't have to like Diego Pavia, but you do have to respect him because he's about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't mess with him.
His TikToks are a little weird, but on the field. And he is forcing the Heisman stuff down our throats.
Yeah. I can't blame him, though. I feel like nobody else is.
Yeah, you think him doing the Heisman pose so much has kind of stuck him into that conversation?
Surely.
He's third right now.
I feel like it worked.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Dang.
It's
I didn't realize he'd gotten that high.
Mendoza saying, and there's a pretty big gap, but he's the next one up.
So he'll be in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, and me and Braylon were talking about on the way over here. His numbers are there.
He's got a case. The odds makers don't think so, but he's got 4,000 yards right now. Out of 4,000 yards, I think 38 touchdowns, and the next closest is like 3,200 yards out of the Heisman guys.
That total, like, all-purpose yard rushing and passing and
Yeah.
everything? Okay.
Pretty wild.
That is crazy.
At Vandy, on paper, he probably should be the Heisman.
Yeah. It's just it's same thing, like, kind of with the playoff, like the committee. Like, everybody's so big on brand.
Yeah.
What brand is winning it. Like, Colorado was kind of an outlier, but it was with Dion. So, and Travis Hunter obviously was a special player, but that he had the Dion kind of brand with it.
Mm-hmm. Well, you give those kind of numbers to Arch Manning.
Yeah,
right now
he's in first place,
front runner, no questions asked.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think I saw another stat. I just can't remember the numbers, but I think Arch, I think he's actually had a pretty decent number season. He just has a ton of interceptions. So I think that'll knock you down the list once the stat watchers on the Heisman voting committee look.
Taking after old grandpa.
Or Eli was like 500, but Peyton holds the most interceptions your rookie year in the NFL too.
Yeah.
They just put it in their blood.
You just got to sling it, though. I mean, I can't knock it.
Yeah.
He played great, though, the other day. Or not great, but in the second half, played great.
Arch has 24 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 2,942 yards. So
That's respectable.
Yeah, for sure.
Not a bad year.
I think the only problem is when you're projected to be preseason number 1 pick, Heisman winner, and then you just have an above average year, people kind of take you down a little bit. And if their season would have happened differently, like if they started 7-0 or 8-0 or something like that, then the conversation, I think, changes a little bit. His name stays in that running a little longer instead of losing the first week, looking pretty easily defendable, and then you just kind of disappear.
Yeah, it definitely feels like he has looked better as the season's gone on. Like, probably the last 5 weeks, he's looked like a different person than he was the first few games or whatever. So
Yeah.
probably does have a lot to do with it.
Yeah, it's just hard to climb, especially in a year like this year where the 2 highest odds are the best player from the 2 top teams. That really had no chance of losing any games. Like, it's just hard to climb that list. It's easy to fall off the list. Like, just look at Ty Simpson.
Yeah.
Have a couple low performing games, and nobody even talks about it anymore. But like, it's just so hard to climb up the list in a year like this. But shout out for him staying with it, not getting in his head.
Y'all think Arch goes pro?
I don't. I bet he comes back.
I think he comes back.
I'm thinking he comes back too.
Especially like we said, he's grown so much this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think another year would be really good for him. And I think he's a redshirt sophomore, isn't he?
Yes,
so
he is.
technically he could play 2 more years.
Right.
If Sark stays.
Yeah.
Which there's still, I think a lot of people are still thinking Sark's going to leave after the season, maybe to an NFL job.
Yeah.
Which then
It's another one that's puzzling.
the carousel starts all over again.
Yeah, that would get bananas.
Yeah, he was on Feinbaum today, and obviously said he wasn't going anywhere. But you have to say that.
Yeah, you got to say that.
We'll see.
Well, I guess we should probably talk about the Iron Bowl at least a little bit.
That's where I was going next.
We don't have to.
Well, I would like to.
Can we vote?
There's no rules. There's no voting. No carnival. No games.
Cole said, "I'm the host.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm the host now."
Whoever aired up our footballs is the real enemy here. It looked like we were throwing tennis balls at our guys.
It was just bouncing off. Like, it was like 2 hands were there, and then one hand, the ball that the hand hit first. No, the hand that the ball hit first. Just alligator.
Yeah. Or just right in the chest or right in the face mask.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen that from our guys all year.
So he just throwing it too hard.
Probably just gassed up.
He was slinging it.
Yeah, he rears back and throws the ball.
He does.
Hard.
Yeah.
But they were so accurate. Like, you're hitting a guy in the chest. I don't really think it matters how hard you throw it if you hit him in the chest.
Ty throws it too hard, too. Like, on some of these throws, like just the little, you got a guy open in the flat, you just got to touch it over there to him with a little bit of pace, and he's just rifling it. And it's just hard to handle.
Yeah.
Especially when you're throwing to a running back, and we had 2 backup tight ends in there. But I thought it was as like a football fan, I thought it was a great game to watch. Like, if you're a defensive minded guy, watching DJ Durkin dial up the blitz, and on our side it was just kind of we're laying back in zone. And for the most part, there was a couple shots on the outside that were good contested balls, but I just thought it was a good game. It was pretty sloppy, but I don't know.
I think drop passes affected both of us, like both teams majorly.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite things to do now is like watch how Auburn's defense lines up and try to guess who's coming and who's not.
You
I'm wrong like
yeah,
98% of the time.
It's tough.
There's no way, like they were talking about it pregame, how Ty said he spent like 2 or 3 weeks studying DJ Durkin's blitz packages, and it's like, for what?
Yeah, it's just,
Like, whatever you think is going to happen is not going to happen.
yep. It's it is crazy how he dials them up. I mean, I would say him and Kirby Smart, like dialing up a blitz package. I mean, they got to be at the top.
Venables.
Yeah, well, yeah, Venables, yeah, he's at the top too.
A year or two ago, like we made the point that while watching Georgia, all the pre-snap motion and everything they had going on the defensive side of the ball was just so much eye candy.
Yeah.
I feel like Auburn finally has that same thing that I can actually say that it's enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's like watching like a conductor, just try to, just managing the team, and it's awesome to watch. That's same thing like Nick Saban back in the day, just watching their defense just suffocate. It was just fun to watch. For a guys who likes defense. If you don't like defense, you hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you watch the quarterback like spend so much time to like he's checking everything to get it exactly how he wants, and then there's like 5 or 6 seconds left on the play clock, and then they just change everything.
Yeah.
Like you can just see them just start talking to each other, and they've just completely changed the play. And now you have to run into whatever we want you to.
Yeah.
Like you don't have time to prep again.
Or you better call a timeout, which Ty did a couple of times.
He did.
Yeah, in the first half, and he's done that a lot this year. And like in stadium, when you're around other fans, probably casuals, they hate the timeouts, especially on like the first possession. And I don't mind it. Like,
No.
I'm, sure you could use them on your last drive or whatever, but the first possession is one of the biggest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And why not, if you're not where you want to be, why not take a timeout, especially if you're driving? Like, obviously, if it's the first play and you're.
I'd so much rather you take a timeout and get it right.
Yeah,
than
for sure.
not take a timeout and get it completely wrong, throw an interception, pick six, and then everybody hates you because you did that. So
Exactly.
it's like,
So I think he's been very mature in how he runs things. Who knows if he's right or wrong on his checks or whatever, but especially in a noisy environment, I felt like he did a pretty good job kind of managing at least. I think he was wrong probably if you go back and watch tape or whatever, he's probably wrong on some of the checks for the blitzes because there's a lot of free runners, but it is what it is. It's tough it's probably one of the hardest things to do is predict, where they're coming.
They Alabama did a good job of mixing up the silent count too, which you don't see many teams doing.
Mm-hmm.
Where like it was almost like a delayed silent count, to where you saw a lot of, knowing both teams are going to be amped up for this, our defensive guys are trying to jump that silent count, and now it's delayed. They see the silent count, and then he jumps. I feel like it worked like 4 or 5 times, especially in the first half.
Yeah.
and it wasn't like our defensive scrubs. Like, it wasn't second string. It was our starter, like, leaders.
Yeah.
And they were jumping every time. Xavier Adkins jumped once or twice, just trying to jump the snap and get a head start. But Alabama did do good at that.
Yeah. The one dude just running straight through the line.
That was Atkins.
Had me rolling.
It was smooth, buddy. If you would have snapped it, you would have been he might have caught the snap before it got at the quarterback if you'd have snapped it on time.
Oh, dude, that had me laughing so hard.
He's so good. He might be the first, like, over Cam Coleman. I think he's the guy that I say,
Better
that's
keep
the
him.
guy we have to keep.
Yep.
I think Cam Coleman is more replaceable than he is.
Yeah, I would agree with that. He's different. He's like a Harold Perkins, like all over. I will say prime Harold Perkins, like all over the field. Can do whatever.
He's a freshman?
Sophomore, I think.
Freshman or sophomore. And you still see, like, he's not done growing yet. Like, he can still add another 25 pounds. He's still pretty small to be a freshman, or
He is a sophomore.
he is.
Yeah, I think it was Kurt Herbstreit said that he was like undersized or whatever. I mean,
He's like 215, I think.
he's a brick house, but yeah, I mean, I guess for a pass rusher, middle linebacker, whatever position he is a little undersized, but
6 foot 210 is what he's listed at.
he's got this. So
He is so quick.
He is.
that's kind of a lot of the Auburn linebackers are like that. Like where our linebackers are bigger, like I guess more traditional. DJ and Hugh or whatever built the defense with like a lot of speed, I would say.
I feel like a lot of teams that went to that,
Yeah.
just because you have to keep up. You have to have linebackers that can guard wide receivers and one-on-one.
Yeah,
Like,
there's so
putting
much
that-
spread now.
Like, Alabama doesn't run the ball anymore.
Yeah.
Like, they're passing, I think it said 70% of the time. So, like, you don't need those big linebackers to stop the run, really.
Yeah. Because, you should be able to tackle most of the running quarterbacks in our conference. I mean, if you kind of think about them, none of them are Cam Newton size. Like, nobody's huge besides, like, Lagway and Lenore Sellers and I guess the Arkansas guy. But there's, I feel like our squads haven't had too much trouble with them this year.
Yeah. Is there any update on Jam?
I haven't heard one.
I hadn't either.
He that dude dropped his whole weight on his ankle, so
It looked nasty.
it was like it's like, what do you do, But we got some guys that need to step up, that's for sure. That's a good transition though, going into this week. We're banged up. I think Georgia's banged up as well. So I just think, I don't know. I mean, we're both very different teams from when we played the first time, I think, but schematically it's probably mostly the same. It's how much is Mike Bobo just going to change? Probably some eye candy. They'll probably have some reverse plays like they like to do, screen passes, all that stuff. But I'd like to see what Ryan Grubb does. I feel like he's kind of been, I don't know what he's been. Some people are frustrated with him. I feel like he's done an okay job. But I kind of like to see what's in his bag now.
He's going to have to get deep in his bag this game, because you've already gave Kirby's already had one look at you, and I feel like you did throw a lot at him that game,
Yeah.
and you already kind of shown a lot of your cards, and now it's like how you're gonna have to be able to do that and some,
Yep.
and keep him on his toes, because I know Kirby just refuses to beat Alabama, but I think this is going to be his best chance because he's already seen you once, and I think he has a coaching advantage pretty heavily in this one.
Yeah.
Like, DeBoer isn't what Saban was, to where Saban was Kirby's mentor. It's like Saban already knew what Kirby was going to do before Kirby ever did it.
Yeah.
Now DeBoer's kind of fresh blood. I think Kirby might get after him.
Yeah, and like we didn't score in the second half against Georgia, so I mean that's definitely a concern. You know, what if those adjustments are the adjustment?
Yeah.
You know, to keep working. But then again, like I think about Grubb. I know it was only a year in the NFL. I feel like he's very NFL scheme minded, and I feel like Kirby is as well. Like his defensive scheme is very NFL. I feel like. So it's like, how are they going to play chess? Is kind of what I'm looking forward to. You know, O-line is definitely going to have to step up because their pass rush has come along, whereas I feel like our O-line is kind of like decreased, I guess, or backed up, especially without Cuevas. Yeah, he was a he was a good blocker. I'll say that. He was also a good pass catcher. So it's like we got to find a guy to replace him because the two that we had going did not do a good job in the Iron Bowl. But I don't know. It's I feel like a cautious confidence, I guess.
You said if they wanted something, come get it.
I mean, they can come get it. That's what I'm saying. Like last time I started talking crazy, we lost to Oklahoma. So I don't want to talk too crazy. I want to, kind of play in the middle. I am confident though, but I just hope we just attack. I think you have to get up. They're not the team you want to be behind against, and I feel like we've done a good job of that. And in the games we have played, kind of our game, we get up, we keep the ball a long time, and then we, for whatever reason, we try to run trick plays and lose all momentum. But if we can avoid those or hit a trick play, that would be great.
I would guarantee Caden Proctor throws the ball one time during this game. I would be willing to bet so much money he has a pass attempt.
Because do you think? I guess we'll just have to wait and see how the committee lays everything out for us tomorrow, or on Tuesday. But do you think they just start doing crazy stuff, thinking that we're in the playoff no matter what? I feel like it's dangerous.
I do too, because I don't know. Though I think if this happened last year, because there was 9 deserving teams to get in the playoffs last year, I think you're definitely in. This year, there's legit 15 teams that have a case to make the playoffs. Vandy's going to get left out. BYU might get left out. BYU they played the most bowl eligible teams, which I know that's okay, they played a bunch of mediocre teams, but those are the slip up spots that have gotten other teams.
Yeah.
They've beaten 7 teams this year that are going to a bowl game. That's pretty impressive. They have 1 loss.
Right.
And it's to Texas Tech, who might be the second best team in the country.
Yeah.
When it's all said and done. So I am glad I don't have to be the committee this week, because they're going to have to answer a lot of questions.
Yeah. And we know, I don't think they will answer questions. They'll just put the thing out and run and make another 6-7 joke, which I don't know if I mentioned it last week. That had me so mad. It was hilarious. Yeah. I get the joke, but it's this guy is deciding whether coaches get fired or players transfer, the mental state of a whole, many, many fan bases. And he pops a 6-7 joke as his first words. Dude, you're supposed to be a professional. And of course it's the Arkansas AD who nobody takes serious.
Yeah. You just hired Ryan Silverfield.
Good reason.
Dude, you have Ryan Silverfield and Calipari, who's just an unserious guy as well.
They were so close to having Golish too. and just couldn't keep their mouth shut for one more day for him to get pen to paper.
Yeah.
And then you look like, I mean, that would have been the second best hire, in my opinion, behind Summerall. I think Golish was the next guy to go get, even including Lane, just because Lane's a freaking circus.
Yeah. It's like there's only a couple schools that would have probably even taken Lane. Like Arkansas probably would have said no to Lane. I think their fans would have said yes, but I think the OC, the AD would be like, nah, man, you're just gonna leave us for Alabama when it opens up.
Or that's Lane and LSU are the perfect match because they're both so toxic for each other that the race has started now. Those two are in a race to see who can screw the other one the quickest.
Yeah.
Like within 5 years, that this is going to be the messiest breakup of all time. And LSU right now thinks that he's not going to do that to them. He's going to. Like at some point, the NFL is going to call, Alabama is going to call, someone else on the West Coast is going to call, and he's going to jump ship. It's just what he does.
Yeah.
I feel like at this point, it either has to be Alabama or NFL.
Yeah.
I don't really see him anywhere else.
I think it's going to be NFL. I bet an NFL team offers him because he's still just so young.
He is young.
Yeah. I'd love to have him in Alabama. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love to coach. He's awesome. He's like my guy right now. But if the rumors were true and we lost the Iron Bowl and he went to Penn State and then we like snagged Lane at the last minute, that would have been, I wouldn't even been mad. I would have been like, y'all, I wouldn't even been mad about the Iron Bowl.
Yeah. And it's like, why are you fighting over a guy that refuses to play in the playoffs? Like all of this happened for a guy that has not made a playoff, and the first time he gets a chance, he refuses to play in the game. Like all he had to do is wait another week, another month, and he has a chance to win the championship. And he's just like, I'd rather go to LSU early.
Buddy, $90 million says a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it ain't like he's starving.
I don't know,
He
man.
ain't paying dog food. Have y'all seen that?
Hey, what?
You haven't seen where the dog isn't his?
Oh,
Wait, what?
Remember when he had that dog, Juice?
Juice, yeah.
Have you seen him this year?
I have not.
And rumor is, this came from the Ole Miss people, that Juice has a handler in Oxford, and the dog is staying with the handler. When Lane goes to LSU, it's not even his dog.
What?
He has like tried to rebrand and be this good guy so hard that he had a Twitter account for his dog running it, and now they're like, Ole Miss fans are as soon as he leaves, they're like, it's not even his dog. It's somebody else's dog, and he's just using it for clicks to get people to like him and be on the good side.
What in the world?
That's so Lane though.
It is.
And that, like, I find that hilarious.
It's so weird.
He's a weird guy.
He is.
Hot yoga.
Yeah, the morning before the biggest game of his career at Georgia, he's doing hot yoga, which I love, and everybody was so mad about. And I'm like, I mean, what's the difference between that and hopping on a treadmill at the team hotel? There's no difference.
All the cryptic
Just getting a sweat in.
devotionals, weird pictures, like it's going to be insane whenever him and LSU break up.
I think it's going to be insane during the relationship.
Probably.
I feel like he's gonna kill it, and then it's also gonna be toxic. Like it's just gonna be.
Yeah.
I think he'll do really like he was already killing it in the portal at Ole Miss, and then he was doing all right in the high school recruiting. But like at LSU, it's like one of those spots that kind of recruits itself to certain kind of players, especially like local guys. And then he'll just pretty much now get whoever he wants in the portal.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, he's just going to be posting cryptic stuff for the fans to decipher. And like LSU fans, no offense to any of the LSU fans out there, but I don't know how good they are at the cryptic stuff.
No. And they will put up with the cryptic stuff until he goes 9-3 back-to-back years.
Yeah.
And then they'll be talking about how that's not really his dog.
They're going to miss Brian Kelly could have went 9-3.
Yeah. Like we paid Brian Kelly $50 million to do the same thing. It's going to be ugly, and I can't wait.
I think it's going to be exciting. I think we go to them next year, so that'll be cool. And he goes to Ole Miss next year.
He goes to Ole Miss.
Which reminds me, I hate the 9-game conference.
It just gets rid of that cupcake week right before rivalry week.
Well, I think it's stupid.
I think every other conference already does it, don't they?
Yeah, but they ain't the SEC.
That's true.
I just hate that we folded.
You think we should have stayed strong and stick with 8?
Yeah.
Kept our cupcake week?
Just gaslight everybody.
I don't think if we would have never brought it up, I don't know if anybody would have even known.
I'm sure
Big Ten people probably would have brought
Big
it up.
Ten study what the SEC's doing.
They really do. It's insane. But have y'all seen my hypothetical that we fought about for a year and a half may actually happen?
What?
With Duke.
It's happening.
Virginia is only favored by 3.5 over Duke this weekend. If Duke wins the ACC, they'll be 8-5 as the ACC champ, and the ACC will not make the playoffs.
That's great.
Unless there are still people who are pushing for, hey, if Notre Dame gets in, Miami should get in too. There's people that think Miami might get a spot and 2 group of 5 teams.
That would mean that Oklahoma, the loser of the SEC championship, Alabama, probably, if in this scenario, or
BYU,
or two of those are not getting in.
Yep.
And a G5 school is.
2 G5 schools.
2 G5 schools.
That's what I meant, an extra one.
Yeah.
JMU and the winner of North Texas and Tulane. And I think my favorite thing about that is a caller or something on the sports show I was listening to today, mentioned about, Duke should get in because they're the Power Four, and the guy running the show was like, well, who do you think would win between Tulane and Duke? I think Braylon pulled this earlier in the year. Like, who do you think would win between Tulane and Duke? They were like, oh, Duke by 1,000,000. Well, Tulane beat Duke.
They already have beat them.
They have the head-to-head matchup if it comes to that.
Gotcha.
And the guy just was speechless. I think he hung up. And it was just great.
I mean, they're
Like, how perfect.
the auto bids just have to go away. Unless the only way I think it'll work is if you do. Being honest, I think you have to get rid of the group of 5. Give the group of 5 their own thing. And I think you should do, if you're going to stay with 12, I think you do 3 from each conference. And it's just the highest overall. And just get rid of the committee.
Yeah.
And just go like NFL style. There's no arguing or debating it. If you want to get in, you finish top 3. But then it kind of turns into, it's going to be very heavily schedule driven because it's just going to be based on record. You're not going to see teams scheduling other Power 4 teams. And it's also going to be a lot of like just luck of the draw. Like A&M has only played the worst teams in the SEC this year.
Mm-hmm.
Those are their only wins. So like it's the same thing happens in the Big Ten where if you can dodge the top 3 or 4 teams, your schedule can just be so much easier than everyone else's that you just walk into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think strength of schedule has to be baked into it somehow. I don't know what the answer is there, but
Yeah.
it has to be baked in because, you got, good Lord, Jackson Dart just got killed. Sorry. You got,
Wait, they got a gun. Somebody's got a gun. Yeah, throw a flag, ref. That should break it up.
sorry, my ADD kicked in. No, but you got like, teams playing multiple top 10 opponents, and then you got teams across the country not playing hardly any, maybe one a year.
Yeah.
And if they win that game, then they get in over that person. So strength of schedule has to have something to do with it.
Yeah, and I like some of the like play-in models that I've seen where like the first round, instead of a conference championship game, it's like a conference play-in where like the top 4 teams are playing for 2 spots, or like the top 6 teams are playing for 3 spots. I like that. I think that would get messy sometimes. With people like Alabama and Auburn playing back to back or something, or like a rivalry week rematch, or whatever. But like, I don't necessarily think that is bad.
I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be electric. Like for deciding a playoff spot.
Yeah.
You see it in the NFL all the time. Like they'll play the same team Like they'll play a team, bye week, play that same team. It's like it happens all the time. And now Washington State and Oregon State are doing it, so it's like doors open.
I don't think they're playing again, are they?
Well, they played twice.
Yeah, and they split.
Yeah.
So they're just going to share. There's 2 teams in the conference. They're going to share the conference title.
But what's crazy to me is like last year, if you won your conference, the top 4 conference winners got the bye. And it was like the worst scenario ever for it because Boise got a bye because they were a top 4. And then now this year, I feel like it's a perfect opportunity for that to happen, like to the conference winner to get the bye, like because they've earned it. But we don't have that anymore because last year was just the worst time. So like, because I'm on the side of I feel like you should be rewarded for winning your conference,
especially like
with the bye week.
This year, the SEC, the Big 10, and the Big 12, like those are all 3 really good games.
Yeah.
Like those teams shouldn't be punished.
Mm-hmm.
Like if BYU beats Texas Tech, they're not going to get a bye.
Yeah.
They're probably going to be the 5 or 6 seed.
Right.
And then they're going to turn around and play again immediately.
That's kind of where I'm at. Like selfishly for Alabama, like if we won the SEC, now we're not going to get up. We were probably not going to be in the top 4.
Yeah.
Even if we win. So now we have to play this extra game and we don't get a bye and we're probably not getting a home playoff game. We're going to have to go on the road for just winning, being the number 1 seed, if you want to say that, and winning the SEC. Now we're going to have to go play a road playoff game and we're already banged up. Like I feel like while like Oregon wasn't good enough to make their conference championship and now they're just sitting for 3 weeks, resting up.
You get rewarded for it.
Yeah, you get rewarded for not being mediocre, but not being at the top of your conference. Yeah. And it's just kind of frustrating, I guess, from that standpoint, selfishly as an Alabama fan, that we're kind of put behind the 8 ball. But at the same time, like the counter argument would be win your games. And we slipped up against Florida State and played bad against Oklahoma. So it's like we did it to ourselves, but it's just unfortunate that we battled through that adversity and now we still have to keep going.
Didn't Alabama do this a year or 2 ago? A few years ago? Like they didn't make the championship and they still got to the playoffs, so they got an extra bye week.
100%.
It was 2017.
I thought it was 2019. Might have been 2017. Could have been 2017.
How far did y'all make
They might have
that
did it both. 2017, y'all won it, didn't you?
Yeah.
I think that was the year where Auburn beat Alabama and Georgia.
That's right.
And then had to rematch Georgia, and Kerryon Johnson got hurt, and then Alabama went in, and Georgia and Alabama played.
Yep.
In the
championship
playoffs.
After
Yeah.
Auburn beat both of them in the regular season.
Yeah.
That's why UCF claimed the national championship.
Yep. Because they beat us after we were partying until like 6 a.m. and then played them.
It's like worst case scenario for an Auburn fan.
Yeah.
Was that year.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
That's when I started my argument is is it the best team or the most deserving?
Well,
Because Auburn got left out because they had lost early in the year when it was like, well, they've already beat 2 of the teams you're putting in there.
which brings another point up. Why is the committee drastically different every year?
Every time.
Makes no sense. So like people are on Twitter saying, wow, no way Alabama gets left out. They didn't leave SMU out for losing their conference championship. It's a different committee. There is no precedent that's been set. Like that last year doesn't matter. Like they can maybe take that into account, but ultimately it's their own decision, like what they want to do from now on.
And last year was such a different year because the teams that were on the outside looking in were all 9-3.
Right.
For this year, you have teams looking in that are 11-1 or 10-2. So it's like these teams are more deserving than what we had last year, to where it made sense last year of like, yeah, SMU lost, but we're not going to keep them out and put 9-3 Ole Miss or 9-3 South Carolina in. Whereas now it's like 11-1 BYU may not make it.
Yeah.
Because they lost to Texas Tech.
I kind of hate that like the playoffs come down to human decisions. It's like humans are flawed. And I know I'm an analytics person. I like stats and everything. And I know analytics are flawed too. But it's like humans can make a decision that alters a lot. Like leaving an undefeated Florida State team out because their quarterback was hurt was wild to me. Maybe that was the right move because they probably would have got destroyed. But it's like, did they really deserve to be left out? And the humans made that choice. I don't think the computer model would have.
Yeah. Especially with the multiple team, like that happened with 2 teams where like Auburn was left out in '04.
Right.
But with multiple teams, like with 12 or 4, I feel like there's less chance of that happening, especially now that the conferences are so big and there's no like, you know, whack Utah out there dominating
Yeah.
and like getting left out. Like they would make it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know, but it's like how there's no like good way to do it because even the BCS had its flaws because it was so weighted on the AP poll, which
Yep.
we know is full of dummies, and that really skewed kind of how things went. So it's like but you also on the flip side you can't go off of a computer model solely because like a lot of computer models still have like like Auburn and Penn State in the top 25, which they probably are, like based on power rankings and like roster build up and that kind of stuff. But like the game, like the games didn't play out that way.
Yeah. Like wins and losses have to matter.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, surely, AI or like, Mark Zuckerberg brothers can make up an algorithm to fix this.
The problem is, and I feel like a lot of the guys keep saying like, well, who would be favored? The argument against BYU that I've seen is, well, what would the spread be if they played other teams? And it's like, the spread has been like 2.5 in their last 2 games, and they've won by 2 touchdowns and 3 touchdowns.
Right.
Jeez.
So like, you can't. The computers have been telling you that BYU should be losing, and they're just not.
Yeah.
And look at BYU's resume and Oregon's resume, and they're extremely similar to where they both have one good win against a ranked team. Who's better, Utah or USC? I would say Utah.
Yeah.
They both won at home. BYU beat Utah at home pretty close, and then Oregon beat USC at home. That's their best win by like 2-3 touchdowns, but that's it. Oregon is solidly in there because of their logo, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like they haven't done anything else. Look at A&M. They really haven't done anything. They beat Notre Dame, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
And there's people still arguing to get Texas in as well. And I think a lot of that has to do with their name, their brand.
Yeah. They do have a convincing argument in a different year. If this was last year, they have a convincing argument.
Right.
This year, like a loss to Florida you just can't overcome that.
Yeah, you're out.
Like if Alabama, like they've had a strong season, but if they would have lost to
Georgia,
if we would have lost to Georgia, we would not be in the conversation because
Right.
we lost to Florida State.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
that, you can't, that's just not something you can overcome.
Yeah.
But like for Alabama, I think it's very interesting, like with the spread situation, because we've lost 2 games to where we would have still been favored if we would have played that same team the next week.
Yeah.
And that's where you can't look at the power ratings. Like that's where that doesn't matter. Like, because we straight up lost to Florida State. That's a terrible loss. But that's why, I think like that loss and then beating Georgia at Georgia kind of balances it out.
Yeah.
In a way. I guess it just depends on who you're talking to, what their opinion is. But in my head, it balances that out. Like, okay, yeah, we have this terrible loss. We also have this good win. So
It also depends on when the bad loss comes. Because if you lose to Florida State in week 10,
yeah,
even though you beat Georgia,
for sure.
that carries more weight.
Well, yeah, 100%.
And maybe it shouldn't, but it does.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, that's like the human element.
Right.
Going into the playoff, you want the best / most deserving team. And if you just lost to a terrible team 2 weeks ago,
Yeah. Lose early and you're fine. You can overcome it.
Yeah.
Lose late and you're done.
Yeah.
Week 1 especially, like Alabama, it's just kind of whatever. Like you didn't really know what you were. Same with Notre Dame. Like they had a freshman quarterback. He lost his first 2 starts, and he's won everything since then pretty convincingly. Just like how much weight do you really put on if they played Miami or if they played Texas A&M today? What would that look like?
Right. And that's the same thing with us in Florida State. Like I think we dominate them. Honestly, like I don't think it even looks close to a similar game. But I mean, that's just you play the whole season,
Have we talked about goalless yet?
No,
No.
I was going to ask your opinion.
I was kind of wondering if Marcus and Mason wanted to chime in, but I guess they're just not gonna say anything.
I don't think we ever addressed they weren't here, did we?
No, they're missing tonight. Anybody know why?
Just got too much Tiger in them, Paul.
No, Mason is training for work, and I think Marcus said he had to work late because they're short on people right now. So y'all have fun working.
Mm.
No, but Braylon, what's your opinion on Golish? Do you have one? Did you listen to his presser today?
I did listen to the presser today, and I've been high on Golish for a couple years now. Me and Cole have talked about it several times that he should have been the next guy up to get a big job. Basically, since he took over at USF, like he's rebuilt them. The records kind of misdeceiving because they were so bad before he got there. And
They had like one win the year before he got there, right?
yeah, I think they had 4 wins in the 3 years before he got there. So they were bottom of the barrel, and he didn't build them up to be like incredible, but they were way better than when he got there.
Yeah.
And I think taking a team like us who's right there on the edge, he's the guy that can push us over the top. I think he's a more manlier version of what Hugh was, where he's like, and a like more new age version to where he's a lot better offensively. Like I think hiring an offensive coach is going to scare a lot of people, and I think everyone wanted Summerall as a defensive like hard nosed guy. But if you step back and look at it, if we can keep Durkin, this might have been the best move possible to go get Golish. And if he can keep Durkin and just say, you handle the defense, I'll handle the offense, it would be insane.
Yeah. I honestly don't even think. I mean, I think I understand why everybody wants to keep DJ Durkin. Like, he's an awesome defensive mind. I don't even think that would be like the downfall of Golish's time there. I think he would find the right guy that would mesh well with like what he's trying to do. I think either way, you guys would be fine, just because he is such like a football guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why I liked him so much. And I hate that he went to Auburn, because like I was like a huge fan of him, and I guess I still can be, with my Bama glasses off. But like, he's such a football guy. Like, you can hear him talk, and like his presser today was like exactly the way I thought it would go. Like, he's all about ball. That's all he cares about. And I'm sure it's refreshing to you guys, because I feel like y'all have had guys who are kind of like Gus was kind of a nerd. He was a football guy, but he's kind of a nerdy math guy, kind of. And then Hugh Freeze was just like I don't even know how to describe him. Like, just a
Yeah.
like
That's
just
the best way.
like
They were paid him to
a-
hang out.
like a good old boy hanging out. Like, wanted to go to all the social events, like that kind of guy.
Yeah.
And claimed he was a football guy, but good recruiter, obviously. But when it came to the X's and O's, he just didn't really have his system figured out. Like, Alex Golish is the opposite.
Yeah.
He has a system. Like, hearing him talk about, he kind of talked about it with the team, I guess, yesterday. But like, he's done sit downs where he talks about like the process of like literally everything is rehearsed and like broken down to like such a small level of like, what referee do you throw the ball to after you got tackled so we can get up and go, like, and get the ball spotted, like stuff like that. Like, that's just stuff that you don't really hear a lot about, but like, that is awesome to hear as like a football guy, because it's like, this dude has it broken down to where the players, all they have to do is like just go play and execute that, and like, it takes care of itself. Like, it's just a system. It's like a train just keeps going down the track.
It's like you're following a script.
Yeah.
Like,
Which is the way it should be.
Yeah.
it takes all thinking out of it. You don't like, I feel like the less athletes think, the more they can just go make plays. Like, everything is already decided for you. You just have to go make the play. The only one that's really thinking, I guess, is probably the center and the quarterback. I mean, I don't know if it gets down to option routes or whatever, but like, even that is probably decided at your alignment. It's like stuff like that. Like, just take the thinking out of it, go play ball. That's why I've always been a big fan of him. And I mean, if you look at his roster, like, if you go back and watch games, like, go back and watch the Boise State game, first game of the year. Like, he had it dialed up where Boise State just didn't want it anymore.
Yeah.
And like, they're about to play for their conference championship. So like, that's a good football team that they just go out and dominate, and obviously Florida as well. So I don't know. I think that's a home run hire for you guys. And keep Durkin, let him walk, whatever. I think y'all will be fine.
I think going back to the Durkin thing, it's like you want your incoming head coach to have the easiest path possible to be successful. I think keeping Durkin is probably the easiest path on the defensive side because the players love him so much.
Yeah.
Like it will make it so much easier to retain your roster if you keep DJ Durkin. If he leaves, there is a very high likely that, or it's very likely that most of our defense leaves, like our starters leave. And that is when you kind of like reset and you have to rebuild. Then it takes a couple years. It can take a couple of years. It doesn't have to, but it can. And it's like you to be successful next year, you need to retain this roster.
Yeah, I get that.
That's exactly my thoughts. Is we don't need to keep Durkin like long term, but we need him for this year and maybe next year just to get Golish's feet wet and give him that foundation to where Hugh did build a good roster.
Yeah.
Like Hugh, if one thing Hugh can recruit, he somehow convinced good players to come to an Auburn team who didn't know how to win. And now Golish, I think, is the opposite, where I don't think he's going to need to have those top 10 recruiting classes because he can scheme guys open. And that's something Hugh couldn't do. Like, I think he's going to do more with less. And I think Auburn's going to recruit for itself if we start winning like 10 games a year. I don't think it's going to be hard to convince guys to come there. Like, we didn't have a coach for a month and we lost one recruit during the time.
Yep.
Like, all of these guys weren't committed to Hugh. They were committed to Auburn.
Yeah.
I think I wanted Summerall bad, but I think we did really well as your plan B being Golish and making it happen to where in previous years we've missed on option A, B, C, and D. And it's like, you didn't let that happen this time. Summerall didn't want to keep Durkin or whatever it was, and you went straight to Golish and basically stole him from Arkansas.
Yeah.
I almost wonder if because nothing has been announced about DJ Durkin or bringing in anybody for the defense from Golish's staff or anything. So it's almost like we're kind of waiting to see if somebody is talking to DJ to bring him on as a head coach maybe, and maybe he has options that we really haven't considered. Like, what if Memphis calls him and asks him to be the head coach because they just lost whatever his name is?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I don't know that he would make more money as a head coach at Memphis than he would a defensive coordinator at Auburn, but it's still a head coach. Like, it's still a upward move.
Yeah.
So I wonder, makes me wonder if it's like we're waiting on him or if we have other plans.
That's a good point. And I think you guys are right too. Like, if you keep Durkin at least for another year at minimum, that it doesn't, like, the Hugh years weren't wasted.
Yeah.
So that's a good point. Like, it was like a good rebuild move, and Hugh just happened to be the bridge guy.
Yeah.
And you keep Durkin for a little bit, get Golich, get his feet under him. I think y'all nailed it.
Yeah, because if you keep DJ for a year, then it gives the defensive players time to see Golish and buy into him as well. So then if DJ was to leave or whatever, then it's like some players may go with him, but some players may really like Golish too. So hopefully they stay. But
yeah. And what was I gonna say?
Cody Burns coming back. Everybody's pretty excited about that. He basically said Cody Burns is going to be like the associate coach.
Yeah,
so
associate head coach.
He said that I bet money Cody Burns was a big part of him taking the Auburn job, because he said today, like, all Cody talks about is how much he loves Auburn and how much he misses Auburn. So he's like, he called him at 2 a.m. to tell him that that's where they were going.
And he was already like in the first team meetings that they had. He was standing in the background of all the videos and everything. So he's been there as long as Golish has been there. He's been there for every meeting and everything. So you have to know that he's talking to the players and hopefully recruiting them to stay as well. But it does seem like Marcus Davis, Derek Nix, and what's the other guy's name that was there? Quarterback coach, Ken Austin. Is that his name?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't think any of them are being retained.
No, and I think I'm okay with that.
I am too. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree.
Keep the defense and change everything on the offense.
Yeah, I think, and if I know a lot of people are worried about the receivers leaving, because it's like a big part of the team. That was a big part of Hugh's recruitment. Like, just show them the tape of Golish's guys.
Show them Jalen Hyatt stats.
Yeah.
You want to get drafted, here's your guy.
Like, do you want to see what routes you're going to run? Like, hey, Cam Coleman, can you do this? Are you saying this guy's better than you? Like, You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it would just be that easy if he's kind of, even looking at it now. If Ohio State calls, I don't know, but they don't really go to the portal for receiver much. So I think you guys might be okay.
And I mean, I'm intrigued to see who all he brings because we've talked about it. He has Byron Brown, who's one of the best quarterbacks in the country, and he's just been so loyal. That's the only reason he stayed at USF. Also, receiving wise, this is their averages per catch: 17.5 yards, 15.6, 13.8, 20.3 are their top 4 guys. How many of those guys are coming? Those guys have 8 touchdowns, 7 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns. Like, he's got guys there too that I think could come in and produce. They may not be they're not going to be Cam Coleman good, but if he's scheming them open, they really don't need to be.
Yeah, and you're spreading the ball to 3 or 4 different receivers. Like, you're not depending on one person to be that go-to guy every time, and then it opens up that one guy.
Yeah.
So,
well, and another thing about his offense, if y'all haven't seen it, he will absolutely. He's going to need a lot of receivers. Like, he likes to have a lot of receivers.
Yeah.
Because he will run 4 verts and they will come off the field. The guys closest to the boundary will come off the field and they will run 2 more out there. And the other guys on the other side of the field are sprinting back to get back to the line of scrimmage. So like you're going to get burned. Like, you're going to get opportunities. I guess
I love that.
I think I remember him doing that. At the first time I noticed it was when they played at Alabama last year. Dude runs a vert, quarterback overthrows it. He just takes a right hand turn to the sideline, and our quarterback is sprinting back because they're running a hurry up, and now he's gassed. And they try it again, and then he overthrows it again. And I was like, "Yo, this is crazy."
That's one thing he said. He said, we are going to go fast and we're going to play physical. So,
yeah, I mean, he's pretty much think of Tennessee. Like, that's pretty much him. He wants to play good, like, physical defense, have a physical run game, and spread you out and make you run all over the field. So, I mean, I've always been a big fan, even though he coached for the worst team ever. It's hard to pull against football guys.
I mean, Byron Brown's stats this year: 3,100 passing yards, 1,000 rushing yards, 42 touchdowns. Like 3,000 passing yards and 1,000 rushing yards in a year is insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think I said it was only
like 13 guys have done it in history.
He was one of 13.
Did Cam do that? Did he have 1,000 yards rushing?
I don't know if he had 3,000 passing.
Yeah, I think he did have 1,000 rushing though.
But it was pretty much like all Heisman winners. It was like Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels, I think, did it.
Yeah, that tracks. He's the GOAT, though, so.
Yeah, he only had 2,800 passing yards, Cam did.
Well, if you're an Auburn fan, I guess you don't have to be too sad about 6 in a row.
No, it literally didn't even set in. By the time it set
jerks.
in, we already had a new guy.
I felt like when y'all won 6 in a row, there was like a parade.
There really was. It was a huge deal.
And when we win 6 in a row, it's like y'all are jacked up because y'all just got a new coach.
Yeah.
It really kills my vibe.
It really is very deceiving that y'all won 6 in a row against Brian Harsin and Hugh Freeze. I just want that to be on the record.
Oh, it was on the flip side for y'all.
That's fair, actually. Who was that?
Shula and DuBose.
Mike Shula, he's still getting paid to coach.
Not anymore. Well, he might have had a buyout. It's probably like $5.
Key card just didn't work. They didn't even have to buy him out.
Yeah, they
All
just,
the
they
doors.
just took all of his dining dollars away. It's like, hey, man, we went ahead and cashed you out.
Where was he at?
$12. South Carolina.
That's right. Oh, man.
What a guy.
Ohio State held Michigan's nose in it. I got some messages from people because I think this is their first Ohio State game to watch. And first play of the game, you throw a shot past Carnell Tate. That don't work. Very obvious what's coming next. We're going to force it to Jeremiah Smith next play.
Yeah.
Pick interception. It's like, and I got messages, Julian saying sucks. I'm like, just wait. Like, that's very obviously a coaching call right there of, hey, we're going to try to take a shot on this side. If that don't work, we're going to take a shot on this side and just try to open the game up straight from the jump. And then he locked in and just played the 12-minute drive to just. Michigan is a physical team.
Yeah.
Like we saw that when they played Oklahoma. That was two physical teams going at it. Ohio State broke their back. Like they could have scored 40 or 50 in that game, I think, if they just would have kept airing it out. And when Ryan Day felt like this is over, Michigan's quitting, I'm going to lean on him and I'm going to run the ball the entire fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Like a 12-minute drive, and all they got was a field goal. But that iced the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they held the ball for a full quarter in one drive.
Yeah, and Michigan not having Justice Haynes probably hurts them. They probably would have been able to score at least 1 or 2 touchdowns, I think, because he is a plus runner. But like they couldn't move the ball in the air. Like Bryce Underwood's just not there yet.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot to do with the coaching too. Like I don't really feel like they're giving him the opportunities.
Yeah,
I feel like they're not opening things up, and maybe they just don't have that. But you pay $12 million at least. I mean, it was rumored that he was getting $12 million from LSU, so I can't even imagine what Michigan actually paid him to go there, and you're just not letting him go free and go.
yeah,
Like even when Michigan had the lead, it felt like they were slowly giving up.
yeah. It was like they let's see, the first field goal they drove down the field, like not easy, but
They had
you know,
like two pretty long runs.
long runs, and from a former walk on, which is cool, but like pretty long runs, and then they stall, which happens when you're just running the ball and can't complete passes, and then the next time they get a quick turnover, and they just do the same thing, and it's like, what? Like, y'all think field goals are gonna win this game?
No.
Like this is like Ryan Day is not gonna lose for the sixth time trying to run the ball down your throat the whole game. Like he's gonna finally air it out. So I don't know. Michigan's in a weird spot. But
They beat everyone they should beat and lost to the team, all three teams that were better than them.
yeah,
So it's like, what do you do with that? I think you give him maybe one more year and just see what happens. They should have came open this year.
yeah. I mean, in all honesty, like they need a change, but he's kind of earned his way. He's earned another year. Like he's earned the rest of his contract. However, if it's 5 years or whatever, I feel like if you're beating the people you're supposed to, and you have an opportunity to win the games that you're not supposed to, like I feel like you should be fine as a head coach. But with changes, you can't just sit there and do the same thing every year.
I also think that they probably look at it and say we have a freshman quarterback
Yeah.
who probably shouldn't have done as well as he did this year, honestly. And you build on that, and then if you win next year, you're good.
Yeah,
But you lose a few next year, then you're on the hot seat real quick.
for sure.
Especially, like, I know a lot of people kept talking about how young Michigan is. Like, Ohio State is still pretty young, too.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to lose a couple guys on defense, but that whole offense, besides Tate's coming back, like, Bo Jackson's a freshman, Sayan's redshirt freshman, I think. Smith is only a sophomore, so he's still got another year. And now Michigan State just hires Pat Fitzgerald, who is one of the best coaches in the country and just got done wrong at Northwestern, and then everybody just kind of forgot about him. And like, weird, out of your two biggest rivals, you have the worst coach out of the three.
Yeah.
It's like, where do you go from there? What happens if Michigan State starts beating you and Ohio State's beating you? Now that seat heats up quick.
Yeah. Because, I mean, it's weird to say now, but 10 years ago, Michigan State was like the school in the Big Ten. They made multiple.
They made the playoffs, didn't they?
I think they made it multiple times, maybe one time, but like they were very competitive, which obviously now is weird to say, but like they were there. So like the right coach there proves that, it can be done. So it's like you can't be, and Michigan doesn't put up with much for long, I guess. I guess they kind of did with Harbaugh until he finally turned the corner, but it took a little cheating to do.
Yeah. Which Fitzgerald, I mean, I feel like he did really good at Northwestern. Let me see what his record was his last years.
Oh yeah, he was good.
We went 7-2 in 2020, then had 2 bad years back to back. So, but before then, I mean, he won 10 games twice at Northwestern, or 3 times he won 10 games. Pretty hard to do.
Yeah,
That's
Northwestern.
you're definitely the bottom, maybe the Vandy of the Big Ten.
Yeah.
And to do that, and then of course all the hazing stuff, and then which he ended up, none of that was true. He was wrongfully fired. I think it's a really good hire for Michigan State. I think it's a guy that everyone kind of just forgot about.
Yeah, for sure. Was Penn State in talks with him, or it was rumors?
I think people were scared to hire him just because of the allegations, but he won the lawsuit.
Yeah. Yeah, and Penn State, if you got any kind of allegation, they're probably not going to go for it.
I mean, they kept a guy for 50 years that had allegations.
Yeah, so now they
Built a statue of him.
They got to make sure there's 50 years of no allegations.
That's true. It is insane to think that this will be Penn State's 4th head coach since 1964.
Jeez.
Just think we've had 4 since 2010, 2015 maybe.
Let's see.
When did Chiswick get fired?
Chiswick, 12 or 11. Something.
Chiswick, Gus,
12, yeah.
Hart. Well, no, this is our 4th since.
Yeah, if you're counting,
Yes.
Golish, this is the
Yeah.
4th since Gus.
And this will be their 4th since 1964.
And they shouldn't even have fired the guy.
Yeah,
No,
he was
they shouldn't.
freaking great. And what's even worse is one of the 3 guys in there was Bill O'Brien. He was only there for 2 years. So, like,
Dude, shout out.
you take Bill O'Brien out, you're looking at 60 years at Penn State between 2 guys.
One of our lead recruiters, Kenyatta Watson, went to Bill O'Brien today at Boston College. Random.
Yeah, it was random.
But
I'd love to see Boston College out there just making a playoff.
Yeah, bring back Matt Ryan. I think that'd be what it takes.
What if that's like the new trend? Like, oh, well, I guess they don't need a GM. I was gonna say just pull the Stanford and bring back your best quarterback. Make him the GM.
so you think y'all think Ohio State does the same thing this weekend to Indiana?
I don't know if it'll be that bad. I think if I had to guess, Ohio State wins pretty easily, but I think Indiana covers. Like, I think Indiana keeps it within 2 scores, but I don't think it's a game where you ever feel like Indiana's going to win it.
What's the spread?
10.5, I think. Or wait, that might have been Texas Tech I saw earlier.
Honestly, feel like, I don't know why, I just feel like Ohio State kind of has their way.
4.5. Texas Tech's 12.5 over BYU. You think Ohio
Texas
State
Tech
just
already-
runs it bomb? Runs
Yeah.
it down their throat?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know why. It's just a weird feeling. But Texas Tech already beat BYU this year, right?
Yeah, beat them like a drum.
That was their only loss.
Yep.
Yeah, and Texas Tech is rolling.
Texas Tech's going to get into the playoffs for the top 5 offense and defense.
And BYU's head coach is in talks with Penn State, so
BYU seems to think they're going to extend him this week.
they need to
They do.
squash the beef.
And Duke, come on, Duke.
Yeah, let JMU bowl.
JMU, that would be, especially because I've had this come to Jesus moment, like randomly. I think it was last year, maybe the year before when they were talking about it. And then everyone since then has just been like, that'll never happen. I'm like, well, this is like my, like Picasso. This is like me. I've been working on this for so long. If it finally happens, I'll be like, see, I freaking told y'all it could happen.
Dude, like nobody better than JMU. So a lot of the friends that I made in Virginia went to JMU or JMU fans, and like they live it.
They're pretty tough too. Like their defense is pretty solid.
Yeah, they're a solid squad. They're favored by like 3 touchdowns over Troy. It's like 21.5 was the last number I saw. That was yesterday.
Jeez.
Also, I think North Texas is still favored over Tulane, and I don't think Eric Morris is coaching. I'm not 100% on that, but I know Summerall is. I think Eric Morris has already went to Oklahoma State, which is a pretty big.
Could be some free money there.
I had to get in the weeds for our from a box score game this week.
Yeah, what we got?
Did you know that they're letting the Ivy League schools play in the FCS playoffs? Division
like-
One school was playing in the FCS playoff.
FCS is D1. It's still D1.
Is it?
It's just D1 FCS.
Okay. I still feel like that's a huge jump from like.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So what would the Ivy League schools are FBS then? Technically, right? Or are they FCS?
No, they're FCS. So
Okay.
like North Dakota State is still D1, but they're just in the championship series. Kind of like JMU used to be.
Yeah.
They
A
were
couple years ago.
D1. Like Mercer is Division 1, but they're in the FCS. So like, they have their own playoff.
So Yale gets in. Yale is down 42-14 with 7 minutes left in the third quarter. First round of playoffs.
Oh boy.
42-14. They come back and win this thing 43-42. Just stand on your head and get me freaking 20-something points in the last 22 minutes of the game.
That's crazy.
Who are they playing?
Youngstown.
Shout out.
Shout out. Villanova beat Harvard 52-7. So thanks for coming out, Harvard.
Did Mercer make it? They were like 9-2, I think.
They have to have made it, right? Don't they take like 64 teams in theirs?
I think it's 16. They have a pretty big playoff because it lasts
awesome.
a while. It's pretty fun to watch.
FCS.
Mercer played Auburn last. They play South Dakota this weekend, Saturday.
Oh, did they get a bye? That's sick.
It says playoff. So
That's going to be a good game, South Dakota versus Mercer.
South Dakota just played in the snow.
ugh.
Hope they don't have to play in the snow this week.
Nothing ever looks more miserable than playing football in the snow.
Jeremiah Smith looked like he hated his life.
The heavy snow.
Yeah.
I think he's from Florida, and every time they showed him on the sidelines, he had the biggest jacket on possible and wasn't even thinking about smiling.
Yeah, no way.
We played John Carroll when I was in high school
Mhm.
twice at John Carroll, and it snowed both times we
What?
went up there. And it was the most miserable thing I've ever done in my. And this is baseball, not football. So you're talking about hitting a baseball when it's snowing?
Oh, yeah.
Awful.
I know we played in a spring break tournament at Mortimer Jordan one year, and it snowed. I think it was spring break tournament.
Yeah.
And it snowed, and it was like a blizzard for like 5 minutes, and then after that it was just flurries. But it was crazy because I was catching, and it was crazy to see the snow like come down onto the field, and then just like hit like the wind vortex like across the field. I was like, dude, this is insane that we're playing in this right now, and I hate it.
Yeah. Hated every second of it. It was awful. But I can't imagine like in Green Bay when they play in the snow and it's
Yeah.
like a foot and a half deep in the stands.
No.
What was it, a couple years ago at the Buffalo game
Yeah.
where they were like, do not come to the game, like you will freeze to death, you will die.
Yeah.
There were people getting like frostbite and they were still just there
Yeah.
playing.
Oh yeah, you can't keep them out.
Nah.
You had to shovel snow out of your seat just to get to it.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. They can keep it.
Yeah.
I'm out on that.
I'll take our 46 degrees all day.
What was the coldest it got when you lived up north?
Honestly, the temperatures are pretty similar to here. It just snows more often. So, I mean, it never got like it was down in the teens a couple times. I don't think it ever got like super cold. But the snow like there was one time it snowed like a lot. It was probably close to like 8 to 10 inches, maybe 6 or 7. And they like the snow just hung around forever. Like, you know, I feel like when it snows here, like even when it snows a lot, like it's gone the next day.
Yeah.
And there, you know, the shady spots, so it'll be snow.
Yeah.
But there it was like 2 weeks. Like
Yeah.
snow's on the ground. Like they're once they do a pretty good job treating it. So like once they get the roads treated, it's fine. Like you could like still drive that day. But
Yeah.
it's just crazy.
At my old job, our corporate office was in Minnesota, and we went up there like one January for some training or something.
Yeah, that's a big no.
It had not snowed there in like 2 weeks, and just driving down the interstate where they had moved all the snow off the road, it was piled up, and I swear to you, it was over 20 foot tall. Just snow, just piled up on top, and it was nasty looking. It was like
Oh,
black
it's gross.
snow,
Yeah.
because it came from the road and all the tires, and it was disgusting. But we passed by it, and I was like, "What was that?" And somebody that lives there was like, "It's snow." And I was like, "Oh my god!"
Dude, it's crazy you say that. Like it's literally a mound of like black and brown, like brown. Like it's just you don't know if you just pulled up on it, you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It looks like some alien goo or something.
It's gross looking. Anyways, got derailed there for a minute.
Yeah, a little
It
overtime.
happens. Yeah, that basically takes place of overtime. Shout out SJ Tui for getting promoted AD. Michael Orr's little brother. The new AD at UL Monroe.
Actually,
Actually,
Yeah.
dude, shout out.
shout out.
Does Michael Orr still claim that family?
I don't think so. I think
They had some beef, right?
I think they took all of his money from the movie or something like that. I don't remember. The whole movie's made up anyway, so
Yeah.
like they acted like Michael Orr couldn't read or never had a bed or stuff like that. Like he was,
I don't know. The portrayal of Hugh Freeze was pretty accurate.
yeah. But I mean, yeah, great job adopting a 6'6", 350-pound kid that was obviously going to the NFL. Good retirement plan, I guess.
Oh man.
But shout out to SJ. He didn't have nothing to do with any of that.
Yeah, shout out, man.
Just had his nose down grinding.
You got anything else?
So what we got? We got any overtimes?
I don't know unless y'all want to do the quarterback situation. I thought we've already kind of talked over that, how we feel about Byron Brown. He's unreal. I don't want to lose Deuce, but if Byron Brown is the reason he leaves, I think I'm okay with that. I don't want him to leave for Ashton Daniels,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but if our coach needs Byron to come in to get things rolling, I think I'm cool with that.
So if you're looking for immediate success, you're good with him coming in, starting over Deuce, even if Deuce leaves.
I don't know.
It's a hard choice.
That is, because I feel like my biggest fear is that he comes in and Deuce is a bust. And then I feel like that's a hard hole to dig out of. I think if you bring in a guy and show that you can, like what if he brings in Byron and he wins the Heisman?
Yeah.
Then now you're the prettiest girl on campus to all the transfer guys. Whereas if Deuce comes in and he's not as good as we thought he was going to be, I feel like the floor is way higher if Byron comes in. There's way less room for error there.
yeah.
Which Ashton played great. I think he'd be a good backup. I don't know if he wants to do that.
He's only got 1 year left. So,
I kind of feel like we redshirted him to give him a chance to go somewhere else.
but he's already said he's coming back.
Okay. Well, I hope he's okay being third string. Byron and Deuce come in. If those guys are there, I don't want to see him even dressed out. I
So
want to see him in one of those
Yeah, just chilling with the
what are
clipboard.
those vests? High vis vest on. That's what I want him to have.
Signal guy.
Yeah.
So that's your ranking, Byron, Deuce, Ashton.
Yeah. But
I think that would be everybody's.
I think I'd be okay if Byram doesn't come because we say we're just going to give Deuce the keys. I would be perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Somebody's going to pay Byram. Like he's
Yeah.
probably going Miami or Florida State. One of those teams are going to empty the bag. Like you said, I'm okay if we keep Deuce and put that money towards somebody to play left tackle. Because Chaplin is as lost as could be over there.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm good with building up the line some, maybe spending a little bit more on the receivers to retain them if that's what it takes. I think Yellow Fella already dropped a bag, so maybe they'll stay. But I don't know. When can you claim for the portal? Like, when's that open up?
I think the guys that, if you've hired a coach, I think they can go now, can't they? You get 2 weeks.
I'm not sure. Now it's like the different windows.
Other than that, I think it's January 1st or January 2nd.
Yeah, I don't know how it exactly works, but I think you can enter the portal now or announce that you're going to enter the portal.
Yeah, that's true. Like, if you're not playing, there's no reason you can't announce it. Like,
Yeah.
You just say, hey, I will be entering the portal.
yeah.
But since we're talking about quarterbacks, let me ask y'all, because I don't really know how I feel. Do y'all think Ty Simpson should go to the draft or come back?
I think the only reason I think he should is just because I feel like the quarterback class is pretty weak.
That's how I feel.
Like, I don't think you want to wait around another year and then go against Sayin and probably Arch. Some other guys are going to come through, like Byron Brown's going to be in that mix too.
Mhm.
I think this year it's going to be either him or Mendoza are probably going to be the first two taken, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Make sure you have, if Lagway figures it out, I think your best bet is going this year. Your best bet to go in the first round.
because I think two guys behind him are probably a little bit more talented and are ready to go, like ready to
Yeah, they're
Give
not
it
going to
their-
stay another year behind him.
give it their shot.
Hmm.
Like one guy's been with DeBoer from the jump. Like
Mac.
Yeah, with Austin Mack. Keelan Russell was the number one rated guy and seems to do all the right things. I mean, when he plays, like it just, you can tell the talent's there.
So from what I've seen, all three of the guys are extremely good, and I think you're in good hands regardless of what Ty does.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, if you lose the guys, you just hope they don't go to your rival or whatever,
Yeah.
like Tennessee or y'all or whatever, Ohio State. That'd just kill me. Just a farm league, Ohio State again. But
Which they've got saying they're not going to do anything next year.
yeah, I think they'll be fine. But I think we're fine either way. I would like to see him go to the draft. I think it is his best opportunity, and it's probably our best opportunity to see, like, to let these other guys kind of give it a go.
Yeah.
I think.
Let's see the next guy up.
Yeah, see what DeBoer's guys do, so we can properly evaluate, long term, I guess.
Yeah, if I was him, I'd go just because there's less competition this year.
And I feel like he's put up good tape.
Yeah.
He's probably not like a immediate starter kind of guy, but he's probably like a Geno Smith type. Sit,
Yeah, he's a fringe starter for one of the worst teams.
yeah, sit for a while, learn, not a while, but a couple years, and then have an opportunity.
Yeah. Similar to like Mac Jones. He didn't start immediately, right?
See, where did he go? He went to the Patriots.
Yeah.
He started pretty early, but I don't know if it was immediate.
I think he sat a year or two.
I think he sat a year as well. I can't think of who was.
I know Cam was there
Cam.
for a year.
Mac made a Pro Bowl. I think it was his second year.
That was the year when everyone forfeited the Pro Bowl.
Correct.
In the Pro Bowl quarterback room was like Mariota, Trubisky, and Mac Jones.
Yeah. Still made it though.
I don't know if it was that year, but I know that's happened several times where Trubisky got in once and Mac got in once.
Throw it on the Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
Rush for like 80 yards.
He did on one play and then like gritty, didn't he?
Hit the gritty. Hardest
Funny.
white boy gritty ever.
He's savage.
But yeah, that's all I got. I can't think of any other overtimes. Marcus, Mason, anything from y'all?
Start it up.
All right.